Meet Marcus. He's 38 years old and lives in Columbus, Ohio. He makes $72 a year. Solid, steady, respectable. By every measure on paper, Marcus is doing fine. But on the last Tuesday of every month, something happens. He opens his banking app. He checks his balance 3 days before payday. And every single month, it's almost empty. Now here's the wild part. Marcus is not broke. He has a car payment, a mortgage, student loans. He also has a credit card he tells himself he'll pay off next month. Next month never comes. Here's what nobody talks about. America has never had more millionaires, and America has never had more debt. Both things are true at the same time. Let's start with the good news. In 2004, about 8 million Americans were millionaires. By 2014, that number had grown to 13 million. Today, it's nearly 24 million. That's 3 times more than 20 years ago. The stock market exploded after 2020. Home values shot up across the country. If you owned a home or had a 401k before 2020, congratulations. The system basically printed you $1 million. But here's the thing. Most people couldn't feel it, because wealth on paper and wealth in your pocket are two very different things. Think of it this way. Your house went from $200,000 to $350,000. That's great news for your net worth, but you can't buy groceries with your house. You can't pay your car note with home equity. Most of this new wealth is locked up and untouchable. It sits inside retirement accounts, which you can't touch until you're 59 and a half. Inside home equity, which you can only access by borrowing against your house, or inside stock portfolios owned almost entirely by the wealthiest Americans. The top 1% owns more stock than the bottom 90% combined. So when the stock market has a great year, it's not really your great year, unless you're in that club. Now let's talk about the other side of this story. American households are sitting on nearly $19 trillion in debt. To put that in perspective, that's bigger than the entire economy of Germany and France combined. But the number itself isn't the scary part. The scary part is the interest rate on all that debt. Think about credit cards. The average interest rate on a credit card is now over 21%. In 2020, it was 16%. That means if you carry a balance, you're paying the bank to stay in debt. And roughly half of all American credit card holders carry a balance every month. And then there's the car. The average new car payment in America is now $767 a month. That's nearly $10,000 a year just to drive to work. And on top of that, student loans. Total student debt in America has crossed $1.8 trillion. The average borrower owes nearly $40,000. So Marcus has a mortgage, a car payment, student loans, and a credit card. He's not unusual. He is America. Now here's where the story gets genuinely strange. Some of those 24 million millionaires don't feel wealthy. A 2025 survey found only 36% of people with $1 million call themselves wealthy. 2/3 of American millionaires do not consider themselves rich. And there's a real reason for that. $1 million doesn't go as far as it used to. In Oklahoma, a $1 million retirement fund lasts about 19 years. In Hawaii, that same million runs out in 9 years. Same $1 million. Very different life. So these millionaires are stressed because their million has to last 30 years. And it has to cover healthcare, housing, food, and 100 things they can't predict. That's the anxiety of paper wealth. You can see the number, but you can't quite trust it. So we have record wealth and record debt. And the person in the middle is you, caught between a number on a screen that looks good and a bank account that empties before payday. So what do you actually do about it? The first thing is to separate the two types of wealth in your mind. Paper wealth is what you own on a spreadsheet. Real wealth is what you can actually use this month. Most Americans are asset rich and cash poor at the same time. The goal isn't to have a bigger number on a screen. The goal is to stop checking your bank account with one eye closed. That starts with one decision. Stop adding to your debt before you start building wealth. Not because debt is evil, but because debt at 21% grows faster than almost any investment you'll ever make. You can't invest your way out of a 21% hole. The second thing is this. Your savings rate matters more than your salary. Someone earning $50,000 who saves 20% builds more real wealth than someone earning $150,000 who saves 3%. The gap between those two people grows every single year. The third thing, and this one is uncomfortable, is to actually look at your debt. Not the minimum payment, the total balance, the interest rate, and how long it'll take to actually pay it off. Most people avoid this because the number is scary, but avoiding it doesn't make it go away. It just quietly grows in the background while you sleep. Let's come back to Marcus. He's 38 years old and he still has time, but not because of how much he earns, because of what he decides to do with what he earns. This week, do one thing. Write down every debt you have, the balance, and the interest rate. Just that. Just the list. Because you can't fix what you refuse to see. America has never been richer on paper, and Americans have never felt broker. Something doesn't add up. Now you know why.